Fires are also installed at key areas on top of existing systems that allow a complete change of air every 6 to 10 minutes in general areas. Well, passengers formerly moved through the transit halls freely. Arriving and departing passengers will now be separated to prevent intermingling. The airport says such transient interactions were formerly considered lower risk, but this is no longer the case with the emergence of the B1617 variant.
Something new has emerged with this variant, and the risk profile fundamentally shifted for our passenger operations. It has penetrated our defenses and have caused a community outbreak. We are working to reinvent our operational processes and operating model so that we can enhance the safety protocol by June 13, so that we can decisively segment and ring-fence the entire zone serving our arrival passengers.
Well, the airport had said last week that it will close its passenger terminals and Jewel Changi Airport to members of the public to prepare workers for new operating procedures. Well, Singapore has approved a locally developed breath test that can detect COVID-19 within a minute. It's the first such test to receive provisional approval from the Health Sciences Authority. The developer Breathenix is working with the Health Ministry to trial the technology on incoming travellers at one of Singapore's land checkpoints. The new test will be deployed alongside compulsory antigen rapid tests to screen arrivals. It works by detecting volatile organic compounds in a person's breath. A software will analyze the compounds and see if there are differences from what's usually found in a healthy person. Non-medical staff can be trained to carry out the test. People who test positive for COVID-19 will need to take a PCR swab test for confirmation. Singapore, meanwhile, has reported 24 new community COVID-19 cases, including 2 unlinked infections. 22 of them are linked to previous cases. A dozen had already been quarantined and 10 were detected through surveillance. In all, there are 36 new infections. There are 12 imported ones. 5 are returning Singaporeans or permanent residents. All of them had been placed on stay-home notice or isolated upon arrival. The national tally is at 61,860. Ending the pandemic and preventing the next one. Well, that's the focus of the annual meeting of the World Health Assembly that begins today. The session will be held virtually until next Monday. The Assembly is the World Health Organization's highest decision-making body, attended by delegations from all over the world. It comes amid continued finger-pointing around the UN Health Agency's handling of the pandemic and possibly a new development in the debate around the origins of the coronavirus. The Wall Street Journal released a report today on previously undisclosed U.S. intelligence. It suggests researchers from China's Wuhan Institute of Virology fell ill with COVID-19 symptoms as early as November 2019. This could potentially add weight to growing calls for a fuller probe into whether the virus escaped from the lab. Your Asia Business Update with Eugenia Lim is coming up next, including crypto miners hit pause on operations in China as Beijing scrutinizes the industry. And the Philippines looks at mix matching COVID-19 vaccines as it copes with unsteady supplies.
Longing for a tranquil lifestyle? Singapore Property Show presents exquisite developments in the outside central region where peace and serenity await. Where great connectivity means amenities are never too far away. Experience stunning 4D virtual tours of these properties and get expert advice on property investments at our webinars. It's all happening at sps2021.99.co. Register now. The Singapore Property Show 2021 is proudly organized by MediaCorp and our esteemed partners.
Every day, the financial world goes through dramatic rise and falls. We'll track the biggest market movers and show you where the opportunities lie. Get the experts' take on the performance of key indices. Plus all the analysis to help you understand forces driving global economies. The daily business news you need. Only on CNA. This segment is brought to you by Xeon Corporation.
There was a huge manhunt for this man.
Podcast producer Rovik Roberts investigates a mysterious murder from the past.
This is a spicy case. Spicy.
To understand how Singapore turned from a city of vice.
Singapore was a Chicago of the East. Clashes and shooting were rampant.
Into one of the safest in the world.
When the killing started, holy smoke, it was a game changer.
Into the Vault 3, Wednesday on CNA.
Hong Kongers walk an average of 6,880 steps a day, the most in the world. Everyone is always on the go, from the morning until late into the night. There's also passionate movement to protect the interests of the underprivileged, people going the distance to help those in need. In a city where change is the only constant, it's not an option to stand still.
They treat me like a slave.
तो एक के चलती हजारों आदमी भूखे मर जाते हैं।
मैं तो सोचता था कि मैं कहीं मम्मी को मैं बहुत बोलता था, मम्मी मुझे कुछ अच्छा पॉइजन दे दो कि मैं मर जाऊं।
Oh my God, they've been blasting the wrecks.
A brand new season of Undercover Asia.
I long to visit the other side of the Korean border. It's not about unification, it is more about reuniting Koreans cruelly separated by politics and ideology. Lim Yang-suk, CNA, Seoul.
In business news, cryptocurrency mining operators are suspending their China operations. That's after Beijing stepped up its efforts to crack down on Bitcoin mining and trading, sending digital currencies tumbling. Crypto trading platform Huobi has pulled back some of its services in several countries and suspended its miner hosting services in China. Huobi says it is scaling back services due to dynamic changes in the market and in a bid to protect investors. It's suspending services for new users in the mainland. BTC TOP, a crypto mining pool, says that in the future it will mainly conduct crypto mining business in North America. Last Friday, China's Vice Premier Liu He announced more regulation on mining and the trading of cryptos. He is the most senior Chinese official to publicly call for scrutiny of these assets, with concerns over the vast amounts of energy needed for mining and the use of cryptos in illegal activities. It's also the first time that virtual currency mining has been targeted. China accounts for as much as 70% of the world's crypto supply. The comments allowed China's earlier move to ban banks from providing crypto-related services. It's been trying to curb the use of digital currencies and promote a state-backed digital yuan. China is not alone. Governments and financial regulators worldwide are grappling with whether and how they should regulate the crypto industry. South Korea just this morning is choosing a tech supplier to build a platform for a central bank-backed digital currency. The U.S. Treasury also announced last week new tax reporting rules for digital coins. Volatility continues to roil the crypto market. Ethereum now up by 15%, Bitcoin gaining 10%. China shares managed to close in positive territory today, supported by gains for financial firms. But there's still some caution as investors await key U.S. inflation data out later this week. The Hang Seng, though, is in the red, down by slightly more than 0.1%. That's because digital currency and blockchain-related counters are under pressure today. Hong Kong-listed OKG Tech, an affiliate of crypto exchange OKCoin, tumbled more than almost 15%, actually. And Huobi Tech, an affiliate of crypto exchange operator Huobi and BC Technology Group, down by more than 22%. Japanese shares ended higher, though, with sentiment boosted by U.S. factory activity out last Friday, but losses in chip makers weighing down the Kospi, ending the day down by 0.4%. South Korea's central bank is seeking a tech supplier to build a pilot platform for a digital currency. The move will help Bank of Korea look into the practicalities of launching a central bank digital currency in a test environment. There will be simulations of commercial banks and retail outlets, with trials to include payment via mobile phones and fund transferring. The pilot program